Good morning, everyone. This is Curtis Hawks, Chief Marketing Officer over here at Insurance Agency Marketing Services. And I want to thank everybody for taking the time to be on the call today. I know we still got some people getting logged in here on the call, but I wanted to before we got started, take a couple of minutes here and just chat a little bit about why we're doing this. And so as many of you know, this year we've seen some unprecedented challenges to getting in front of prospects, running appointments, trying to do business at a variety of levels, whether it's the carrier level or technology or what have you. And one of the things that IAMS is committed to is making sure that regardless of what's going on in the marketplace, that we're bringing you unique and innovative ways to help your business grow. And so today what we're going to be talking about is the Society for Financial Awareness. We've got the founder and CEO of that platform, Jim Chilton, on the call with us. And, you know, many of you, when you marketed pre-COVID, a lot of advisors had kind of their mix of marketing strategies, whether it was workshops or direct mail or radio or what have you, and you had your system. And each month you repeated that and you did it over and over and over again. And if it's working, then you keep repeating. I mean, that's the very nature of marketing. And so when you have something that disrupts the marketplace, one of the things that I think we have to do is take a step back and look at, okay, given the current landscape, what do I need to adjust? What are things that I need to look at? Because while COVID has presented a significant amount of challenge, I believe it also has created a significant amount of opportunity in the marketplace. And so that's really what we're here to talk about today is some unique and innovative ways to get in front of prospects and generate more business for your practice. And so to get started today, what I wanted to do was go ahead and get a video teed up here to talk a little bit more and give a little bit more context around the current landscape and what some of the opportunity is.
Are you like many professionals who really know their stuff and embrace workshop marketing as a leading source to their prospecting and lead generating efforts? If so, this message is definitely for you. Often, as professionals and entrepreneurs, we embrace and promote products, strategies, and specific services to and for the public. We understand the issues, the laws pertaining to the specifics, and are indeed qualified to present our messages to those who attend our workshops. The challenge we face isn't what we know or how to present. It's how often we can and where. Most of us easily know a few places and have limited contacts to get us in to speak there. But a few places is not the solution to your dilemma. Few in number rarely solves any problem. The issue is this. It's about creating an ongoing conveyor belt of opportunity. We're talking about creating a delivery system that positions you to gain access into companies, places of worship, organizations and associations, unions, local, state, and federal agencies, any place where there's groups of people that you'd like to speak at. This essential requires a repetitive, ongoing methodology which positions your knowledge, service, and overall message to a never-ending calendar of speaking engagements. It's about volume. Again, a few won't do. Please understand, just because you're certified, qualified, and a card-carrying professional who is terrific in what you do, it's no guarantee that you've worked as hard and as diligent in your prospecting and lead generation as you have with your message. You probably haven't. Think about this. Even toothpaste needs a toothbrush to succeed. Professions abound with serial know-it-alls who scrape by trying to survive financially. Why do they not have enough qualified leads? Easy. No delivery system. We do workshops. SOFA is a nonprofit educational speakers bureau. We're a 501c3 public benefit corporation. We've been around for over a quarter of a century. We're across America with a mission to end financial illiteracy, one community at a time. We focus on the essentials for our members, using our nonprofit status to have them gain access. We co-host our workshops with the places we speak at. Our workshops are strictly pro bono. There's absolutely no selling, no promotion of services, products, or companies. We speak to inform and educate. Our information is solely tactical, practical, easy to understand content. We provide our members with training, coaching, and marketing programs to get in and stay in year after year. SOFA has a 27-year track record with over 9,000 places we continue to speak at. Most importantly, in this delivery system, you have the toothpaste, which is your message, your skills, your strategies, and you place them onto your toothbrush, which is your delivery system. Getting in, doing presentations to the very people you want to talk to and the places you'd like to speak at in your community. By learning SOFA's delivery system and taking advantage of SOFA's proprietary opportunity marketing program, you may have what it takes to quickly add more workshops, which generates more prospects, creating more weekly appointments and increased sales, thus more revenue. Over the years, many professionals like yourself have sought us out and are now fulfilling their dreams and expectations. They called us. You should too. Please call us today at 858-268-7092. We would love the opportunity to talk to you and find out how you're doing and see if SOFA is right for you. You can find us online at www.sofausa.org, or you can call us at 858-268-7092. Thank you. We look forward to hearing from you.
So as many of you are starting to see already, this is a little different deal. Many of you were doing workshops in, pre-COVID. I would imagine many of you have been trying to look at different ways to do workshops right now, whether it's their ability to do live and transitioning over to virtual workshops, etc. And with this platform, one of the things that you're going to find is unique is normally what you're used to is you're plunking down a significant amount of money. You're setting up a venue. You're doing a dinner workshop, or you're spending excessive money or a significant amount of money to get people to that venue versus getting invited in and having a captive audience there that wants to hear about what it is that you have to say. So the bigger overarching thing that I hope you're seeing is that this isn't something that's new. This is a repetitive, ongoing delivery system of prospects that's been vetted, proven, and time tested. And so with that, what I'd like to do is introduce Jim Chilton. He's the founder and CEO of the Society for Financial Awareness, and he's gonna take us on a deep dive of the is, does, means of this program and how it can make a positive impact in your business.
Curtis, thank you. And I want to thank everyone for coming on the call today. It's an honor and a privilege. You know, that word up there, connecting, IAMS and SOFA, is so important to understand this. Okay, and Curtis, again, thank you, and thank your organization for allowing us to do this today. It's going to be great. Okay, now, the big thing that I want everyone to understand when Curtis talks about differentiation, uniqueness, is this public educator concept. You know, I've been in the business now in my career, August 1st, 40 years. So I've seen a lot of things come down the pike. The thing that I want you to understand is the reason why we've been around for 27 years and why we're succeeding in this pandemic is a couple of reasons. One is that we're a nonprofit. So immediately you've got to understand the people that join us are not promoting their business, their product, their services, the companies they align with. What they are doing is they're messaging and branding and creating an identity of being a public educator, an educator for the public. We position our people in the community. Now, all of us understand there's a sales cycle. What I'd like to do is bring your focus over to the far right side and be Captain Obvious with you for a minute. You gain a new client, you made a sale, you have new revenue, you've increased your ROI, great. I think that's fine. In order for that end result to occur, the second step right in the middle is the appointment, or for most of us, as we do financial advising, appointments in the plural. Now, that is the thing during this pandemic that is creating an incredible kink in the hose, if you will, for a flow of qualified prospects. Now, what I want you to understand is our industry for years thrives on the middle about getting appointments and at the end closing the deal. I believe the most important thing in this sales cycle is the far left, the initial one of generating, creating interest. Why do I say that? Because if we create interest, we get from those prospects their most valuable, most absolute valuable entity thing, their commodity of their time. They want to come and see you. They want to meet with you. So again, what SOFA does through our nonprofit workshops, provided that our members are out branding, identifying, and messaging themselves as a public educator versus a for profit salesperson, is generating that information. Now, this is something that smacks us right in the face. Curtis just addressed this. For those of you that have had a set way of doing your business pre-COVID and it was working, why wouldn't you continue to do that? But what you've got to understand, and I think most of us do, is this. If we always do, that's talking about in the past. And in the present, what we've always done, we'll always get what we've always gotten. And guess what now, what many of us are getting? A lot less appointments, a lot less prospects, challenges of how to put on virtual meetings and things like that. So the bottom line is our results have gone down. For my SOFA members, I'm here to share with you, they continue on doing very, very well. And this is where Curtis and I came together for us to share with you our story. Now, COVID-19 has changed the game. In MLB, Major League Baseball, we've gone from 162 games to a 60 game schedule. In extra innings, we put a guy on second base. Unheard of. Things are topsy turvy, and we all know that. So I want you to understand behaviorally where I hope Curtis and I are reaching you is to realize you can't keep doing what you've been doing unless you're really succeeding. And most of us have new challenges with this. So your dilemma when you weigh this thing is, well, I can wait it out. A lot of that is spin, walking through the graveyard whistling. I'm going to wait it out and you're going to lose money. Why? Because you're not going to have enough appointments, which means you're not going to have enough sales. Or you can create solutions by generating money from what? by generating and creating new interest, step one, by doing SOFA workshops. And yes, we've gone from in person to virtual. Okay. Now, I want you to look at that box, and we know the term is pretty used ad nauseum, thinking outside the box. But I also want you to think of where that arrow is coming from. Okay, your ideas in your business has four walls and a lid in your box. And you've got to start thinking outside the box. We don't know when this thing is going to be over. I'm in California. We've been told we can go back to work. We've been told get out of work, start going back to your home. The barber shops are closed. The barber shops are open. We're allowing groups. We're still locked down for churches, but we're open for liquor stores. That's another one. Welcome to California. But I want you guys to understand that you've got to within your mind and looking at your appointment book, your new reality. And you've got to use different things. And SOFA is a great alternative to that.
Thank you for that, Jim. I appreciate that. And again, as you guys are seeing, this is a little bit different mindset. It's a little bit different platform. And so when we talk about that, one of the core ways is how does that narrative get out, right? If we're talking about companies bringing you in as a public educator and going through that information with them, then what are the resources, what are the tools that you're going to need in order to get in front of that audience, in order to generate that consistent flow of prospects and appointments. And so we've got a video, a second video we're going to play here that is going to discuss what Jim refers to as community penetrators and the variety of ways that they have to get in front of people for these workshops.
Most people who build things, a house, a financial plan, a car, furniture, whatever, besides their know-how and skill, they always have specific tools to get the job done. We at SOFA feel exactly the same way. That is why we have created for your sole benefit a wide variety of programs to choose from. Our marketing platform, what we call Community Penetrators, is simply known among our membership and staff as Opportunity. We bring this to your attention because once you've learned how to properly do SOFA, we want you to closely familiarize yourself with these tools that are created for your marketing and promotion benefit. These SOFA programs are now ready to be found out about and selected by you to make your efforts easier to achieve inside your community. Before you is a list of current developed options you have at your disposal. We ask you to review each one carefully. Find out how each one, like any other tool, is designed to fulfill a specific purpose. Upon purchase, each of these programs are yours to keep and use as often as you'd like and as the need arises. Please note, what is offered today in these programs is only the beginning. Opportunity is an ever-evolving, open-ended menu of creation. It is truly inspired by and for the needs of our members. These trademarked, iconic programs, if used the way they're intended, ought to bring you true admiration and notoriety from the companies, places of worship, and organizations you're building relationships with. Please, if at any time you'd like to take a deeper dive into any specific program, find out exactly what that program can deliver and how it is to be used, our staff at SOFA headquarters has been trained and are ready for your call. Lastly, do not allow the busyness of your day to ignore this incredible platform of marketing tools. If you do, you'll regret it down the trail. What is indeed before you is the incredible evolution of SOFA. Be part of it. Indeed, opportunity is knocking at your door. You can contact us by phone at 800-689-4851. Please visit our website for more information, www.sofausa.org.
So as you can see, there's a variety of options, and part of accomplishing any objective, completing any job, part of what goes into that, a critical component of it, is having the right tools to get in front of people. And that's one of the areas where I think you'll find there's a significant amount of opportunity within this program, which is that we're not talking about just direct mail. We're not talking about a lot of the traditional ways that you would cultivate interest in a workshop. Instead, what this platform does is expand out into a number of different options. So you're getting in front of people in different ways than you traditionally have, which has been very conducive to the current climate, the current marketplace. So, Jim, I'll hand it back over to you so you can take a little bit deeper dive into some of the options that we have available.
Thanks, Curtis. Our first one, you guys, is VidDrop. Now, where that comes from are two terms. Video. What you just saw is a 3-minute video with a message. Well, if you look on the screen, I mean, HR getting fiscally fit, issues of retirement, Social Security, issues of aging parents, college planning, escaping debt, CE SHRM. What that means is these videos, we drop them into an email. At 66, I'm still once in a while still getting out notes of thankfulness, thanking someone I've met with them, whatever, and I do. But I'm now doing it not through letter, stamp, envelope. I'm doing it through the email. Well, in there, I slip in a quick moment. Curtis, I've enjoyed talking with you today. As we discussed about SOFA, look at this. This might be something you might want to use at your church, wherever you belong, the company that you work at. And again, it's seeding the soil so you can reap later. And we have all these different topics. So these videos, we just keep making them, and our members keep using them almost like a Gatling gun. And you can use this in your social media. You can use this in your emails. You can use it in a million different ways. And it's really, really good. And the best part is it's professionally done. It's high definition, and it's topic centric. It's very specific, not a shotgun. It's a rifle to the topic. And I can tell you that decision makers at churches, organizations, and especially companies love this, because that HR person could look at a 3-minute video and get back to me and say, Jim, I'd love to discuss this more. What's the next step? So think about that when you're in your home day after day. If you had a regular system of getting these out to different groups of people. So we use that a lot. And this is just one of many examples. The next one is called OnLine Pivot. And I think you guys understand what the pivot is. Our in-person workshops have completely dried up. And I can't speak for every state, but I mean, we've got such on-off rules coming down from bureaucrats, and depending on the county you live in. So our in-person workshops have gone way down. Now, does that mean that we're sitting on the sidelines waiting for this? Not at all. We have a program on this online pivot where SOFA contacts the decision makers. SOFA sells the concept of doing the virtual workshop. SOFA creates the topic with, and we've got like 36, 37 compliance approved topics that we do, but SOFA does it from SOFA headquarters. Okay. And then what we do then is, after we've placed the order from the member, we do a lot of the work, most of the work, in getting it ready to go. And then that member purchases that in their community and goes from there. Now, one of the things that I want to mention about the online pivot, it's really good and it works very well, but it does take time. I don't want it to be thought of as that you don't need to learn how to do SOFA. We have a training program. It's called Ascension. Okay. We teach you how to fish. This is giving you a fish, getting you out there. For those of you that are struggling of how to use Zoom or Anytime Meeting or things like that, we have tutorials that will help you learn how to do virtual workshops. I absolutely know for a fact that IAMS as well has that program to help you. So don't let that speed bump get in the way of the path and the journey that you're on. But what I want you to understand is this is a very popular program that we have for our members. Now, this one I think is probably, at least in my career, probably the most exciting thing we've ever developed. I truly believe, as a veteran in the industry of 40 years, that the reason why the dinner workshops and the meal programs took off is because the average advisor could not get into a company. It's that simple. The HRs are the gatekeepers. And so after many, many futile attempts, we quit. We then go to the public, spend 8 to 12 grand trying to put it on, trying to recapture our outlay of our overhead and get on with what we do. Okay. CE Sherm is extremely efficient and very productive. Now, let me explain this. Sherm, for those of you that don't know it, is the largest human resource organization, not only in the United States, but on the planet. It's international, it's monstrous. They're coming up on 350,000 HRs. SOFA for the last 3 years, ironically, their convention was here in San Diego and it was canceled this year. Last one was in Vegas. The one before that was in Chicago. The one before that was in New Orleans. We've been to those last three. We're there for 3 days with our booth. We're meeting HRs. They're bringing in their colleagues, and we're walking out of there with 850, 900 inquiries about us. CE Sherm is a play on words. The CE is continuing ed. Most of these people in Sherm are women. Not a sexist statement, it's a fact. And these gals know each other in their local chapters in their community. Sherm says to those ladies, if you want to participate at the national level, at the state level, if you really want to get involved in an organization, you have to have 60 continuing education credits called professional development credits, PDCs. We found out about this years ago and lobbied and lobbied and lobbied. And guess what? We are approved as a recertification provider to the HRs. We help them gain their 60 credits. As of right now, we have 6 courses that we teach across America. Now, I want you to think about that. I go to Mary because I have a relationship with her because I spoke at her company. I then ask Mary how she's doing on her PDCs. Her eyes drop down in guilt and say, I'm way behind. Why? Well, Mary, not only is SOFA a national member coming up on 12 years, we have been approved by your headquarters that we teach these PDC courses. We're a recertification provider. She goes, are you serious? So immediately we have the in with that HR who then talks to her lady friends in the local chapter. And we could have 15 to 20, 30 different companies in a room that our SOFA member is teaching a 2, 3, or 4 hour course. At the end of that, just like traffic school, we give them the code and they put that into their PC and send it into Sherm headquarters and get their credit for 2, 3, or 4 credits that day. We have a program evaluation with one question. Did you enjoy this today? And would you like me to come over to your company and discuss the various SOFA programs that will increase as a value add to your people and will increase employee engagement? we're running an 89% acceptance rate. So this CE SHRM is a phenomenal way to get into your community's companies because the HR people need their credits. So we teach the credits to them. That they watch us for 2 or 3 hours. They realize we know our stuff. They like our material. We go over there. We talk for a few minutes about what we can do for their employees. And the next thing you know, we're in there doing workshops. Let me lay out some of these companies: Disney, Sony, Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, school districts, the FBI, the IRS, the court system. I mean, we're everywhere around the country. Not only do we get in, but we stay in year after year after year. So anyway, very exciting. MWeb means members website. And this thing is phenomenal, and it is really caught on during this pandemic. The members create through our service their own SOFA website. See, one of the things that we have uncovered with the time on the hands of HRs is we might do a virtual meeting about coming into their company, and we share with them our 2 cards. You know, what we do for a living as a for-profit person putting food on our tables. And then the other one is as a SOFA member. Well, when they vet where you're doing business at, and you have your own website and you're promoting product, service, I mean, it reeks of the obvious of selling. What we have done is we've created for our members their own website. So when you give them your SOFA card, you tell them to look at your own website. And we provide about 90% of the content. You can put on your vid drops. You can, put out blogs. You can do all kinds of things. You can put other video in there. You can videotape doing a workshop. You could do podcasts. I mean, all of these things are there for you. So again, these are 4 examples of 16, and we've got a couple more on the drawing board right now. But as Curtis said, our opportunity platform is 100% marketing and promotion. It's accessories, it's tools for you to use beyond becoming a public educator and being trained of how to be a SOFA member.
Thank you for that, Jim. And as Jim mentioned, you've got 36 different topics, financial topics that you can talk about. You've got 16 different ways to get in front of people. But I think one of the most powerful things about this, and Jim, I'd love for you to take one more moment to chat about this. But while you might be investing money up front to get in front of these companies and have them speak to their employees, I think one of the huge opportunities with this is the ability to keep getting invited back. Jim, can you talk a little bit about how that works and what that process is, and how you can really see this thing mushroom out as you keep doing this year over year over year?
Sure. We call it exponentiality because that's exactly like compound interest, what is occurring. We have 3 phases of membership, Curtis. The first one is we start with the individual going solo. We want them to learn how to do SOFA. Then we pivot and we bring on the estate planning attorney, the accountant, the realtor, the mortgage broker, and all of that. And we do that. And then lastly, we do press, media notoriety. Now, I'll use my own example. I got in to Qualcomm, which is the largest employer in San Diego. This was years ago. I got in from someone who worked there, who had a relationship with me, introduced me to the HR person. We went to lunch. The guy couldn't believe it. 27 companies, 27 offices. That's one topic 27 times to between 50 and 60 people. Not only was I in there, I'd pick 3 or 4 times a year to speak. I had other teammates that would go in on different topics. And every fall, you guys, every fall, I had a lady, her name is Rosalie Martin, who got on that phone and renewed like an insurance person getting their renewals, and would call back to the places where I spoke year after year after year. Now, you combine that, you guys, with other members on your team where they got in, then you get in because they're not going to speak 12 times a year. They're going to speak 3 or 4 times, and you're going to get to go in there a couple of times. And you multiply that by 5 or 6 teammates. And every fall, when they're having enrollment for the employees, which is in October, November, you immediately call the HR person or the pastor of the church or the organization that they belong to, and you're in there year after year after year after year. So when you bust your butt for 2 or 3 years in your community and really differentiate and separate yourself from all your competitors because you're a public educator now, not selling out in the community, but providing practical, tactical information, man, you're going to be asked to keep coming back. And then those other people at companies through HRs are going to start talking to their friends, and you're going to get in. And you do this for about 2 or 3 years out new, you're set for life with an ongoing repetitive delivery system of places to go and speak at.
I appreciate that, Jim. Now, I think we've got, so I'm sure everybody at this point in time is wondering, well, what does this cost? How do I become a member? How does all of that work?
Yeah, pretty easy. Well, first of all, because of you, Curtis, and because of IAMS, we're putting on, basically, I don't want to take the credit for it. I'd rather give it to you and our relationship. We're having a promotion. Well, obviously, we're past August 31st. So our pricing is $2,500 per year, and we are dropping that to $1,500. Normally, and with all the different organizations that we work with, we give a $500 discount for our preferred providers. But with you guys, we're going to drop it down to 1,500. But I'm very firm on this, between now and September 11th to join. So we're very happy to do that. Lastly, this almost sounds like the Southwest commercial when you're in the plane, but I know you guys could be doing something right now other than listening to Curtis and me and watching these videos. Guys, I'm going to give the last word to Curtis, but I want to thank you for your time. And I hope I've challenged you to realize we might never go back to our old normal, and we need new ways to skin the cat. And SOFA is there for you. It's time tested. It works. We're all over America. We got an incredible track record, and we have a good reputation in the industry. So we look forward to working with you. And Curtis, thank you, bud, for letting me come on, and I'll leave it with you.
Appreciate that, Jim. I appreciate you taking the time with us today. As you can see, there's a significant amount of opportunity with this program. And one of the core takeaways that I want everybody to realize and remember is that these businesses, these companies in your local communities, they have to provide some level of financial literacy to their employees on an annual basis. And so when you look at this program, again, going back to the traditional workshop model, you're plunking a significant chunk of money down. You're inviting people, they're your guest. When you utilize SOFA, you're the guest. You're the one getting invited in. You've got the HR manager having you come in, go and present to all the employees at that company. And so one of the nice things about this is, as Jim was just talking about, you get in there and you do your presentation, they've got to satisfy those requirements every year so you can keep getting invited back, and this thing can really mushroom out for you. And while this is might be a new idea or a new concept for a lot of you, one of the things that you can be confident in is no matter where you're at, how you want to market this, what you want to talk, SOFA is there as support. As I mentioned a couple minutes ago, they've got over 36 different vetted presentations. They've got over a dozen different ways that they can do this. And so we can really meet you where you're at, whether you want to get started with them doing the marketing on it, if you want to try and network in your community, but there's a variety of different ways. And so what I would encourage everyone to do is give us a call, talk to your sales director over here. They can answer any questions that you have, but this is a huge opportunity. It's a unique, innovative way to generate a repetitive, ongoing flow of prospects. And as Jim mentioned, with COVID, the members with SOFA, they're seeing growth this year. They're seeing increases. And again, it goes back to you trying to get people to come to a workshop versus you getting invited to speak to a group of people. So again, I appreciate everybody being on the call today. Our number is 800-255-5055. Give us a call. We want to talk to you about it, speak with your sales director, and appreciate the time today.